Hey, welcome to Digging into the Bible. My name is Jim Barnard. This is a production of Tiller Coaching. All right, well, it's day 47. Thank you for joining me. We are wrapping up Matthew chapter 17 today, and for the third straight day of our study, we are hearing Jesus give a very explicit statement about what is about to happen to him. There's clearly a shift that's happening in his ministry, where before he was only dropping hints and providing clues about moving towards the cross, but now it's on like Donkey Kong. He is not holding back. He's not telling anyone not to tell about who he is and what he's doing. He is now fully embracing, to at least a certain degree, what is going to happen on the cross. So with that, let's go ahead and dig in to Matthew 17, starting at verse 14. And when they came to the crowd, a man came up to him and, kneeling before him, said, "Lord, have mercy on my son, for he has seizures and suffers terribly. For often he falls into the fire and often into the water. And I brought him to your disciples, and they could not heal him." And Jesus answered, "O faithless and twisted generation, how long am I to be with you? How long am I to bear with you? Bring him here to me." And Jesus rebuked the demon, and it came out of him, and the boy was healed instantly. Then the disciples came to Jesus privately and said, Why could we not cast it out?" He said to them, "Because of your little faith. For truly, if I say to you, if you have faith like a grain of mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you." As they were gathering in Galilee, Jesus said to them, "The Son of Man is about to be delivered into the hands of men, and they will kill him, and he will be raised on the third day." And they were greatly distressed. When they came to Capernaum, the collectors of the 2 drachma tax went up to Peter and said, "Does your teacher not pay the tax?" And he said, "Yes." And when he came into the house, Jesus spoke to him first, saying, "What do you think, Simon? From who do kings of the earth take toll or tax? From their sons or from others?" And when he said, "From others," Jesus said to him, "Then the sons are free. However, not to give offense to them, go to the sea and cast a hook and take the first fish that comes up. And when you open its mouth, you will find a shekel. Take that and give it to them for me and for yourself." All right, there's a lot to cover, as always. So we have to start with Peter, though, because I'm going to work backwards. Because a couple days ago, I said, this statement of he petered out. And I was like, hold on, wait, does that have to do with this Peter? Like, is there a real correlation here? Because think of him jumping out of the boat. It was with such enthusiasm, and then he petered out and started to sink. And I should have been wearing my float on sweatshirt on that day. Yes, it seems to have like a direct reference to this Peter, at least according to dictionary.com. Not every source that I looked up was like, yes, definitely Simon Peter. But yeah, there seems to be a correlation. I love that. We learned something together. Huh. How about that? There's a lot to be said about this tax thing, but truly, I think Peter is petering out because of what's happening, man. Like, things are really starting to get real. In this middle section, starting at verse 22, Jesus says, "The Son of Man is about to be delivered into the hands of men, and they will kill him, and he will be raised on the third day." Jesus is talking in third person here. Why? I got a theory. Do you want to hear it? He actually did it the previous time in verse 9, where he said, "Tell no one the vision until the Son of Man is raised from the dead." He's not saying I. He's not using me language, first person. He's doing third person language. And man, my theory is kind of Jesus is distressed by this. Like, he's not looking forward to this. You're going to see him sweat blood over this whole thing. Like, sometimes when we're in the middle of an expectation gap, we find ourselves like trying to disassociate with it a little bit, right? Like, I do this all the time. I disassociate from my fear and what's hard. Look at what it said right after Jesus made the statement. "And they were greatly distressed," which makes perfect sense. I say, in the midst of an expectation gap, there is disappointment, dissatisfaction, and distress. So they're distressed. I think Jesus is a little distressed. He knows it's happening. He's known that it's going to happen the whole time, but he's owning it and moving on and like calling a shot, truly. So continuing to move backwards, this whole section where Jesus heals a boy with a demon, like why couldn't the disciples do this? And I think the answer to all of this is very obvious. It is faith. Jesus says having just a little bit of faith can move mountains. And frankly, having a little bit of faith can move expectation gaps. A little bit of faith can close your gap incredibly. I wish I had more time. Why did I limit myself to 5-ish minutes every single day? I don't know, but just really consider the fact that having a little bit of faith can really close expectation gaps, especially as things are ramping up and getting real in your life. So with that, thanks for joining me. Tomorrow we will dig into Matthew chapter 18. I will see you then.